तो गाइस कैसे हो आप लोग। इस वीडियो में हम लोग सिचुएशंस के बारे में बात करेंगे। मतलब कि मैं आपको एक सिचुएशन दूंगा और आप डिसाइड करोगे कि आप उस सिचुएशन में क्राउच करेंगे या जंप करें। तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ईच मूवमेंट को अपना एक डिसएडवांटेज और एडवांटेजेस हैं और वो हम इस वीडियो में बात करेंगे 4 पार्ट्स में। तो ये वीडियो 4 पार्ट्स में डिवाइडेड है और ईच पार्ट में हम लोग वो स्पेसिफिक मूवमेंट के एडवांटेजेस और डिसएडवांटेजेस देखेंगे ताकि आप डिसाइड कर पाओ कि कौन सा मूवमेंट कब करना चाहिए और कब वो एक अच्छा मूव हो सकता है। तो पहला मूव है प्रून, और प्रून में भी एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस हैं क्लोज रेंजेस के हिसाब से। सो अगर आप एक सिचुएशन में जहाँ आपको एनिमी कहीं से मार रहा है और आपको पता नहीं वो कहाँ से मार रहा है, तो आप प्रोन हो जा सकते हो कवर में, रिच के कवर में या स्टोन के कवर में, ऐसा कुछ, ताकि आप वो बुलेट्स डॉच कर पाओ और आप स्पॉट कर पाओ कहाँ वो एनिमी है। सो उसमें भी एक ट्रिक है कि आप वेपन के बटन को और जंप के बटन को एक साथ दबा के आप जल्दी से खड़े हो सकते हो और जल्दी से प्रोन हो सकते हो, और इसके हेल्प से एनिमी को पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि आप कहाँ से उसे शूट कर रहे हैं और आप इजी नॉक या वो इजी किल आराम से ले पाएंगे। दूसरा सिचुएशन ये है कि क्या प्रोन होना एक करेक्ट डिसीजन हो सकता है व्हेन यू आर फाइटिंग इन अ मीडियम रेंज डिस्टेंस। सो मेरे क्रॉसर पे देख सकते हो कि मेरा रेड डॉट एक एनिमी के हेड पे एम्ड है, और जैसे ही वो प्रोन होता है मीडियम रेंज में, आई कैन शिफ्ट माई क्रॉसर ईजिली एंड with that I can get an easy knock because he is in the open when he is prone. So वो कभी नहीं करना चाहिए when you are in a medium range, but it's an opposite when you are in close range. You can do the drop shot when you are in close range because it will be very tough for the enemy to aim your head when you're prone. But you should even make sure that the enemy is not in cover, because as soon as you go drop shot, he can go back to the cover and then aim to your head when you're prone and he can easily knock you. So make sure that you are doing the drop shot when the enemy is in open or when you are doing an open fight. And other than that, prone can be helpful if you are in a long range fight and you need to control your recoil and the enemy is in the open when he is running in the open. So you can easily do this when the enemy is in open, but you should make sure that he has no teammates near him or he has no cover, because as soon as he can run back to cover, you will take a lot of time to get up and move back to cover. That time if he has a friend with a sniper, he can easily knock you off. क्राउचिंग एक लॉन्ग रेंज फाइट में बहुत हेल्पफुल है क्योंकि आपका रिकॉल बहुत ईजिली कंट्रोल कर पाते हो। एंड अदर दैन दैट, पीपल डोंट यूज़ द क्राउच व्हेन दे आर इन लॉन्ग रेंज फाइट अदर दैन जस्ट टू कंट्रोल योर रिकॉल। पर एक क्लोज रेंज और एक मीडियम रेंज फाइट में क्राउच एक बहुत गुड डिसीजन हो सकता है क्योंकि आप एक वेरी टफ टारगेट बन जाते हो एनिमी को एम करने के लिए। पर मैं जब डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज विथ प्रोन, बिकॉज प्रोन के टाइम मैंने बोला था कि मीडियम रेंज में मत किया करो प्रोन, क्योंकि योर हेड डजंट मूव अ लॉट एंड देयर इज लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस बिटवीन क्राउच एंड प्रोन। But crouching in a medium range fight or in a close range fight is very helpful because your head moves a lot in that and the enemy have to move his red dot or his crosshair a lot to get back to the aim if he is not aiming at your body. But normally people don't do that nowadays, all aim at the head because we all know that headshots have a higher damage and the enemy is more probably getting knocked more easily than you getting knocked from him. So we all aim at the head, and if he's crouching and firing, it will be very tough for the enemy to aim at your head continuously other than if he has a good accuracy. But if you see from our perspective, when we are crouching and shooting, you can see that my red dot can easily recover itself to the head of the enemy when I'm crouching and firing, but it will be the opposite for him because I'll be crouching and firing and he won't have an easy target on me, but I will have an easy target on him and I can knock him easily. Other than that, in close range, crouching is something people use a lot. In close range, people use a lot of crouching because it's kind of famous now in PubgMobile. All do it. All just go on doing the crouch button. They just spam crouch button when they're in a close range fight, and I have no problem with that. But I prefer not to do it, and I would suggest you guys not to do that because crouching in a close range fight is not that of a good decision, and it won't be that effective. Because crouching and firing in medium range is a different thing, because he'll be scoping on at you and he'll be aiming at the head. But in close range we never do the scope, we never on the ADS, we just go no scope. And in a no scope, crouch is not that great thing, because you can see in crouch you need to do a vertical recoil. Okay, just you can see the screen, you should need to do a vertical movement, and that's easy because the recoil works like that. Your recoil goes top, it goes in a vertical way. And when you're firing a guy in a close range, the recoil helps you to go top, and in that way when a person is crouching in front of in a close range, you can easily knock him off. But moving left and right is really tough, because it's not vertical, it's horizontal, and horizontal firing is really tough in a close range fight, because your recoil is also going top and you need to move left, right. So moving left and right in a close range fight when you're taking a fight with an enemy is a really good thing to do. When he's doing the crouch button, you are getting an easy target on him, and you going left and right is a really hard target for him to keep a pace off, and he wouldn't be able to do it easily. Just knock you off easily when you're going left and right. It will be a tough thing for him to do it. So jumping is a thing that we all do in a close range fight, and there is no part in jumping for a long range and a medium range, because no one does it. He's a mad guy if he's jumping and shooting in a long range or in a medium range. But in close range, jumping is a really good way to surprise an enemy. When he's taking a TPP behind a door, you can just jump at him and then shoot him easily. So jumping and shooting, we all use it, but there are things that we are supposed to do in jumping. When you are near an obstacle, you should not be so close to that when you do the jump button, you just go on top of the obstacle. Like right now we are on top of the crate, we just went on top of the crate. So what you can do is, there are different buttons in the settings, you can just go enable it. There is jump and climb separate buttons, so that you can use the climb button if you need to climb that obstacle, and do the jump button if you don't want to. But when you are really close to a crate or a plank or near a obstacle, and when you do the jump button, you don't want to jump above it, you just want to jump right where you are and knock the enemy like that. But it doesn't happen because you'll be too close to the wood or too close to the fence, and because of which you get knocked. Because we all know that when a person just climbs a fence and comes to the other side, the enemy can easily knock him off. So jumping is really helpful in close range, but you need to know when to do it, exactly when, because you can just surprise an enemy using the jump button like that, and he won't even know that. And you can even use a drop shot, because he doesn't have a cover and you have a cover, the same old rules that we just applied in the prone category. But never do the jump exactly when, because you can just surprise an enemy using the jump button like that, and he won't even know that. And you can even use a drop shot, because he doesn't have a cover and you have a cover, the same old rules that we just applied in the prone category. But never do the jumping in a open fight, because your accuracy reduces a lot when you're jumping. But in close range, when you are in a room with an enemy, it's easy because he doesn't have much place to move around. But in an open ground or in an open space, where there is a lot of space for the enemy to move, never do the jumping trick. Never do the hop like a bunny stuff when you are in an open, because your accuracy mess a lot. But always do the jump thing when you're in cover. And right now, if you can see, I jump to the right and then I move to the left, so that he might know that I will jump, so he'll just continue the right thing. Do you understand? Like, I'm moving to the right, so he'll have the ADS on and he'll continue going to the right, but you move to the left, he missed a lot of bullets and you can knock him off over there. Moving and shooting, one of the most important thing in this whole video. And it's very important, because normally we do mistakes like this where the enemy is taking TPP near that wood fence and you won't even know it, and you might go right on front of him, or you might do the drop shot. Again, never do the drop shot when he's in cover, because he can easily go back to cover and then aim at you again, like while jumping, and he can easily aim at you like that. So what we are supposed to do when a person is like this taking TPP, always moving and shooting in a way where he can't expect it is very important. So when you are moving and shooting, never stay near to a place where a person can take TPP. Never stay near to a place where a person can take TPP. When you are going towards an enemy, always move away from a place where he can take TPP and keep your crosshair on him. Keep a crosshair near that place where you think he can be taking TPP, and always, if you can, right now if you can see, I'm moving left, and as soon as I see him I move right, because that's what you're supposed to do. You need to surprise the enemy with your movement. You should not do things that he is expecting you to do. So when you're moving left, he'll mostly be putting ADS on you, and he'll be going on, his aim might have shifted to left side only when you shifted yourself to right, and when he is in the open, and you can easily knock him. So if you are looking from the way he is saying, he might move to the right, and he might just continue moving to the right, and you might move to left, but he would miss some bullets over there, and then when he comes back to you, he is in the open and you can easily knock him off. So moving and shooting is another thing that you should make sure that you do perfectly, because that is really important, so that you can win a fight in a close range fight. Never stay near to a place where you can take TPP. Always stay away from it, and always have your crosshair on the person. At the end of the video, I have to just tell you that you need to make sure that you have been understanding all the points that I have just mentioned in the video, and apply it in the training ground. And when you know that, when you're sure that yep, you are ready for it, you can just move to TDM like how I did, and just fight some people. What you're supposed to do is, you know, off the audio, off the master volume, and fire at people. And what you need to make sure that you are getting those headshots, because headshots count a lot. Headshots are really important for you to win a fight in a close range. And what you're supposed to do is just off the audio, and after some time, after you get a couple of headshots, remove your vest, remove your armor, and fight without it, so that you get a habit of taking a headshot. Because if you don't take that headshot, you might lose that game, you might lose that fight, because you don't have an armor, you don't have a helmet. But if the enemy has the helmet and armor, I don't think you can easily, you know, win that fight. So you need to make sure that you always have the aim on the head of the enemy, and you can easily win that fight. And you can train yourself like that, and you can practice, and you can get better in close range.